Okay, so who all was here this episode?
Who's here?
Yeah, who
I'm
are
here.
you? Yeah, who
I
are you?
am here. All Might.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Fine. I'll do it. I'm RC. That guy is Decade. I'm sure you can see him, and that guy is Mega Man on Studios. I'm sure you can see him.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 3 of our untitled podcast discussion.
Our seasonal podcast. I think we've done one once this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this,
And if it's gonna be like 2 hours long each episode anyway, maybe it's best to do that. But getting these scheduled is hard.
I would love to do all these, but we all have a thing in this world called a life.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I was confident.
Do I?
I was confident that during the summer we would have more time to do these, but
Oh fuck, no way. I had like 3 jobs going on at the same time most days.
yeah, and I had started a summer job myself, and boy, let me tell you, that job has gotten me a lot more funds than I ever would have expected. Who knew that getting a job would give you money? Am I right?
Ah man.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I still have that job actually, but I had to take a lot less hours because obviously I'm back in ACC. So
Yeah. Same
You
here.
see, this is where you have to consider, do I want to die? And if the answer is yes, then you work full-time job and full-time school at the same time.
No.
And that's
can't
gonna
do it,
be
man.
me once I find a new job.
I can't do it, man. I was actually supposed to work today, but I got it off. I got it covered, thankfully. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Nintendo Direct though, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
There were some pretty good announcements in there. Like off the top of my head, Luigi's Mansion 3, I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
I think it's cool that Isabelle is in Smash. That's a nice little addition, even though it didn't get me hyped because it seemed like someone they would have added.
Mm.
Okay, so I also and this is a huge thing because my friend is super into Smash and I don't understand, like I only kind of understand Echo Fighters. Is she an Echo Fighter?
No.
No, she's not. She's not.
Okay.
She
Because that's
doesn't
what I
have-
said, and my friend was like, "No, she is." And the fucking
She doesn't have the epsilon signal
Okay,
next to her
so-
number.
An Echo Fighter would be. So, like. How do I explain this? Like. I can't think of the example, but like, Marth is a certain number, right?
yeah,
And then Lucina shares the same number as Marth, but they have an epsilon symbol at the end
Yes.
of it.
okay,
So it's like
okay, cool.
they're sharing a slot essentially, and Isabelle doesn't have that. Not only that, but a lot of her moves are completely different. Like her side B is using
Yeah,
a
you see,
fishing
that's
rod.
what I said,
Yes.
and my fucking friend was like, "No, they're the same." I'm like, "Well, I mean, you could say that for all the characters. Everyone has an up smash and a down smash."
It's like someone from Source Gaming had said this, and I think what he said rings quite true. Isabelle just plays like how an Animal Crossing character would play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like comparing Ike to Marth, right? Like,
Or
they're
everything.
Yeah.
both swordsmen, they both have the counter, but they don't have the exact same moves, but they have the same, like,
Or
kind
feel.
of feel to them, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope that someday they'll create an Animal Crossing character, and you press A, and that's all they can do, and it's talk your ear off, just keep talking, just dialogue boxes keep showing up, and that's all they can do. Because
And then-
that's
well, isn't that Mr. Rossetti in a way?
that is Mr. Rossetti.
By
But I
the
want
way,
that to be
you
like
should
a
really bring his assist
anybody.
trophy back, because his assist trophy didn't return for Wii U and 3DS, and that was by
Mhm.
far the most devastating loss of an assist trophy, because he was the
Yeah.
best assist trophy in the game.
Mm.
Rossetti or Riot right now.
Rossetti or Riot, yeah. Bring him back.
I want Rossetti in my spaghetti.
Rossetti spaghetti. By the way, was anyone else thrown for a loop by the Tom Nook section.
The Animal Crossing being released.
Yeah,
some
Uh,
people.
because they showed that directly after, and I think maybe I'm not the only one, but my thought was, oh, Tom Nook Echo Fighter, but no.
oh,
Same here. That was basically mine as well. But I'm like, okay.
I mean, I was like, I mean, in general, I knew that Animal Crossing was going to be announced at some point. But I thought it was gonna be next year, like early next year, not like late this year. So yeah, no, I was thinking Smash Brothers. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's just Animal Crossing for the Switch, which I'm super excited about. Because I kind of disliked playing Animal Crossing exclusively on a portable. I would have liked a home console version because basically when I come home after like I take the bus or something, I'd rather just sit in my bed and play Animal Crossing rather than playing it while I'm half awake on the bus.
Well, I do like how a lot of series that have just been portable only recently have been being put on the Switch, like Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Ace Attorney. They're all coming to
Yeah,
the Switch,
definitely.
and to be able to play those on an HD system on a big screen is just phenomenal in my opinion. I'm very excited for it.
There's
It was
another
Yeah.
thing.
like it's kind of like the same novelty that it was playing Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, like on the bus. Like, holy crap, we're playing these big games portably. Like these big Nintendo games specifically portably. It's crazy.
There's these other big games that we're going to be able to play on the Switch soon. I'll get to that later. We'll just say Square Enix is making us give them more money than
Oh
they
no, we
need.
can definitely that's not bad because literally a third of the fucking thing was just Final Fantasy, and I don't mind that. I just like so much Final Fantasy, which I'm super excited about, but it's none of like the games I wanted.
Hey, dude,
Nah, I actually want like a good like half of them. I went ahead and
my,
bought Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, and it's okay.
It's so
I
yeah,
would
that's you see that's
I would have preferred the main game, but I guess the Pocket Edition is kind of fun.
well,
But
I think if they ported the main game, it would like everything about the game and how it was how its graphics worked would have to be reworked because
yeah.
it's so intensive. It's
true,
crazy.
but at the same time, they were able to get Doom on the Switch, and they were able to get
And I will counter this with saying that it has very like with those even with those like high tech games, and this is the part that Switch will always struggle with. One, they will automatically look worse, which isn't inherently bad, but they also perform super inconsistently. So
Oh,
like Doom, constant frame drops to like 15 frames a second, and you still have the motion blur on top of that, which just makes everything look like blah. Like just blah. Like that's what I see is just blah. And you know, and Doom was built to be like 60 frames per second. Like they tried their damnedest to make it 60 frames per second for a reason.
Mm.
Um, on like the newer consoles.
Mhm.
So and it's great, you know. And again, it's still cool that it's being released for Switch, so people who don't have those consoles are able to play the games. But but especially with games like Final Fantasy 15, there would be a lot lost there. I feel like in the world and how the design of it.
at the same
Um,
time, I feel like most of Switch's audience doesn't really care if the performance isn't as great as long as the core gameplay stays the same and you're able to
oh
take
yeah,
it
and yeah,
portably.
and you see like I'm you know, and I get it. I'm the sort of guy that goes out and buys a $500 graphics card just for like 2% performance increase in my editing software. So like I get it. Like not everyone's like me where I'm just like everything must be perfectly beautiful and has all these like super huge frames. I get that, but it's just like especially
Perfectly.
when Final Fantasy 15 wasn't performing well at all on the original consoles to begin with, and even PCs struggled to run it, having it on the Switch would be a technical marvel, but it would be very difficult to do so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
I mean, I could see them doing it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm just
uh,
happy that I'm just happy that they're pouring
But
more
who's
games.
excited for Crystal Chronicles?
Yeah.
I never played that
Yeah.
game, so
I heard
it
It's
was
some
pretty
okay.
good.
I liked it. It wasn't amazing, but I didn't dislike it. So Final Fantasy has so many different games. Like when you really think about like all the different spin-offs and different types of games and like this
Dissidia.
sub-series, like it's actually quite insane. Considering that every mainline game takes place in like different universes, not universes, but like different times, and they're not really connected. So
Yeah, it's unlike Tales of and Final Fantasy, where you basically have like are indeed connected to others, just like either farther back in another country in the same setting or something like that.
I mean, a
But no,
lot of series do that. Zelda does that. Fire
Oh,
Emblem
yeah.
does that. Xenoblade has been doing that. So it's like,
I am sad that we didn't see any Fire Emblem during this
same.
direct.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of that's the one thing, one of the few things that kind of shook me down.
I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting it. Honestly, I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting it because it feels like it's kind of,
Too early.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they did show it
Okay.
at E3, but they didn't show much at E3, and I feel like there's a good reason for them not showing that much at E3. So
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
this was around the time, so I've been replaying Awakening with a couple of my friends who have never played the series before.
Mhm.
And so I just like when the direct hit, I'm like, oh my god, wouldn't it be perfect? Wouldn't it be great once all my friends who haven't played Fire Emblem gets to see like the newest one and like in action and everything? But yeah,
I mean,
I
I still say Awakening is the best starting point.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
Awakening is definitely the best starting point.
Yeah. Unless you're a madman and a douche that wants to say, "Hey, what's a Fire Emblem game that would start with Tharacia 776?"
I thought you were going to say Genealogy, which, I mean, I've heard it's a great game, but I don't know if it's a great place to start.
Nah, that game I'm currently playing, it's not a bad game. It's just it's pretty unbalanced, and that the RNG is so bad in that game. It hurts.
Yeah.
I have never been so worried about getting hit with an 8% hit rate.
How close did you get to your microphone?
By the way,
I'm
I
pretty-
just want to say that's awesome that there's finally a Fire Emblem weapon in Smash now, and it's the most iconic one, the Killing Edge.
The Killing Edge.
And
Ah,
whenever you do a smash attack with it, it plays the Game Boy Advance critical hit sound effect, and then that's amazing.
God, I love it.
It's like, ooh, crits for days. Ooh.
Ooh, Donald with Killing Edge.
If only each Smash character had like a one-liner every time they got a crit, that would be
So
amazing.
like how whenever you do a final smash in this new game, it does the kind of Fire Emblem thing where it does like a zoom in on their eyes while the screen
Yeah.
shakes. Like that's kind of amazing. It's like every
Yeah.
character is doing a critical hit now, which is great.
It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
On the-
anyway, going back to the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I'm excited for about half of them, and that I am. I'm excited for 7, 8, and 10 and 10-2 remaster, and the World of Final Fantasy.
I was thinking about getting 7 and 8 myself. I'm pretty sure with like RC, I also got my Final Fantasy on Steam. I got Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2.
Yeah.
I've started it. I know I haven't played many other Final Fantasies, but I'm saying this right now. 10 has my favorite opening in the entire franchise.
I already have 7, and I've played it for about 8 hours, and I've liked it so far, but I think I might just rebuy it on Switch just to have the novelty of having it on the Nintendo platform, because that's just so
Mhm.
bizarre now.
Same here.
God,
Now-
I'm now remembering when it was like when the PSP came out and it was like, yeah, you can play PS1 games on the go, and then Final Fantasy VII was one of those games.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
all the way. Yeah, all the way on the PSP. You could play it portably, and now we have the Switch, and I'm like, wow.
We've come so far. Oh yeah, now every time when someone asks how come Cloud got into Smash, you can say he's on the Switch.
Absolutely.
To be fair, he was on the Game Boy Advance, Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
Chain of
Hearts
Memories.
in memories.
I am happy though that Square Enix is giving Nintendo a lot more love because they gave like no love to Nintendo during the Wii U age.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because Nintendo published Octopath Traveler, and they're publishing The World Ends With You Final Remix. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering how and why that is happening, especially since it's only for
I
North
think it's just
America and Europe.
because well, I think it's just because it's successful, right? Like and it probably costs like Square Enix like no money at all to port some of the older game like these games that they've already ported to like these other consoles. Basically they're probably using the same engine and just like downscaling it to what the Switch can handle, and that's it. So
Mhm.
it's not like a super cost intensive thing. And again, the Switch still has that huge novelty of being able to take these games on the go. So it's still like super big for that stuff.
Yeah.
How does that relate to Octopath Traveler though? Because that was made from the ground up specifically as a Switch exclusive, to the
Yeah.
point that apparently in Japan one of the more popular Google searches was Octopath Traveler PS4.
Wow.
Yeah. Um yeah, I still haven't actually bought Octopath Traveler.
Me either. I only have the demo. I've
But
barely
I'll
started
get
even.
to it after I finish my other thousands of JRPGs I need to get done with.
Like the demo
Yeah.
was fun. The demo was super fun.
Oh no, yeah, the demo was fantastic.
I want to play that game. Yeah, but I'm with Jack. I need to finish some games. Like I need to finish Genealogy.
It's like I'm looking and I have Seventh Dragon 3, which is a fantastic and completely overlooked game. People say there were no good games released in 2016. Fuck you guys. There were plenty of good games. You just only play mainstream shit. But
Oh
Well,
my.
I
Seventh
mean,
Dragon
like
3 was
for
pretty great.
for a while, we've had like pretty good years for gaming in general, just out of things being released
Mhm.
for a good long while now. Um, but yeah, I'm especially happy though that there's a lot more RPGs being released for the Switch specifically,
Tales of
because
Vesperia.
portable RPG taking RPGs on the go is so perfect, and I
Yeah.
don't.
It.
Noticed
Wait.
I have Tokyo Mirage Sessions and I've been wanting to play it, but it's just sitting there. Like it's just there. It's just sitting there. I bought it like at least a year ago and it's still
Yeah.
sitting there.
You know what?
That-
That's most people who bought it.
that is. I'm not gonna lie. That is the one thing that makes me still regret not ever getting a Wii U for missing out. Like a lot of things are now being ported to the Switch. That is the one thing I'm like, is it going to be ported to the Switch or should I just play it now?
There are 3 games I really want ported to the Switch: Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Super Mario 3D World. If they do that, then there is literally no reason to buy a Wii U at this point, because all of the best games on that system's library will be on the Switch.
Yeah, although I don't think they'll port uh the Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Really, I
Which
think
by the
there's a
way,
high chance that they
two
will.
is getting DLC, I believe. Did
Yeah,
any of you guys
Torn.
play two?
I am so as I was saying. I have Seventh Dragon, which I'm in the middle of, but I haven't gotten like it's another game that I need to finish, but I'm like in the middle of it. Same with what was it? Shit, I have a lot of RPGs and I just can't think of them right now. It's Final Fantasy VII
I remember.
and
I also gave you one.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3D and Xenoblade Chronicles Torn of the Golden Country, which I'm playing right now,
Hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, I think this is the one I want to focus on because holy crap, that game is great.
Mhm. Same here. I have a lot of things on my back burner. I'm working on Genealogy. I'm also trying to work on Project Cross Zone a lot. I'm sorry.
How long is that game actually?
Which one?
Project Cross Zone.
Um, Probably about 20 hours, maybe.
20
Like,
hours. Okay.
If
It-
say
I'd say it's like,
it's 40 chapters.
yeah, it's 40 chapters, but generally speaking, you want to play a chapter or two and then take a break and then play another chapter or two.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a very binge-worthy game because the chapters they can take a while.
A while. They can take a while.
I will say that Project Cross Zone 2 is a lot easier though.
Hmm. Yeah. Where were we?
JRPGs. Like, but yeah,
Just in general, yeah.
but yeah, I don't want to buy Octopath until I finish like at least one of the games in my backlog that's a JRPG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I understand that's a great game and I really do want to play it, but I should probably beat Final Fantasy VII first. I should probably beat Seventh Dragon first. I should probably beat
Yeah.
one of the Xenoblade games first. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then I still haven't started Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which, you know what? If they put that on Switch, I'll just buy it again because it would be easier for me to play it on the Switch than the Wii U at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's that one game that I lent to you.
Well, I don't get any games. Anyway, I also bought Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which that's not a JRPG obviously, but it's another game that I bought.
What do you
and
mean? It's
just
one of the
sitting there.
best JRPGs of all time.
Oh yeah, the battle system sure is something else. Am I right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there was something else. Oh yeah, Enter the Gungeon. I bought that when it was on sale.
That game was interesting.
I haven't touched it. Like, oh man.
I am not a huge fan of roguelike games, so I ignored it. I know it's good. I'm just like, roguelike games have always been so inconsistent to me because there's no real like good end goal besides getting good at the game. And I'm like, I'd rather spend that time getting good at like a shooter or just being a JRPG, because the amount of time that I put into Gungeon with my friend when we flew up somewhere and we just played it on the airplane, I'm just like, well, this is fun, but like I can't see myself playing this alone.
So I bought it specifically because it was on Switch, because I feel like Switch is basically just a multiplayer machine. Like,
Yeah.
it does have a lot of great single player experience. Again, Torn of the Golden Country, but like I feel like it really shines in multiplayer because of its like handheld mode. Like I remember like the first year it came out, like the anime club and we would go to Wendy's after club and we would just like put it on the tabletop mode and just play Puyo Puyo Tetris, and we had an absolute blast doing that. And I feel like if it would be pretty difficult to do that on any other system.
You're not trying hard. You're not. You gotta put a screen on your PS4 and bring a generator with you and fucking just bring that everywhere.
But yeah.
Remember the GameCube and how it had a screen that you could attach to it? You do that everywhere. I have one and it's broken.
You see, I saw that in the game store when I was really young, and I was like, "Oh, it's a portable GameCube," and the guy was like, "Yup, it's a portable GameCube. All you need is an AC adapter."
I mean, yeah. You know what? You know what the best thing to do is just to get a GameCube with the screen, attach the Game Boy player, and just
Oh, you're playing
say
with
that I'm playing
power.
Game Boy games portably
Yeah.
by
Guys, look,
hooking it
I'm
up to a
playing-
battery.
I'm playing my Game Boy Advance games on a GameCube portably. Look at how cool I am. Am I right, guys?
I have a Game Boy Micro, and I'd love to do a video where it's just me with like my GameCube is like, yeah, I can do this portably, and I just like show my Game Boy Micro just crying.
I'll be honest, your videos are pretty solid. I would love to just see you go and just use that same like quality of footage and like cinematography and stuff just to review random things like a Game Boy Micro. Like,
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that I don't see too many more people subbing to you It's good. Those are good videos.
I mean, it's because I don't post anything.
Same here, but
But in any case, yeah, I'm talking about how good the Final Fantasy games on Switch is, in my opinion. But like,
yeah,
but yeah,
you have to get
when I
get
think about it,
another
I'm kind of
pump.
contradicting myself because I'm saying I'm gonna get them, and then I realize, oh wait, I still have other games to play. So maybe that's a problem I need to stop.
No, I had that problem like earlier this year where I bought like just so many games that were just like coming out because I'm like, I want to get this one, I want to get this one, I want to get this one, and then I'm like, oh no, now I'm looking at my library and I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I've resolved myself that with the exception of The World Ends With You, because that is my all-time favorite DS game, and I'm going to support that series no matter what. With the exception of that, I'm not going to buy any more games, even if they're on sale. Like, that's
Hmm.
my resolve. Up until Smash Ultimate releases, I'm not going to buy anything else, because I'm going to be spending $110 on Smash and GameCube controllers and all that jazz, so... it's
God,
probably
I don't want any more Persona games to come out because I'm already spending like $300 for the limited editions of everything.
Persona 3 and 5's dancing games.
I really want
Yeah.
them. You know what I'd really like if they put Persona 4 on the Switch? That would be really nice. Please help me out.
Please.
It would be
Sega.
nice if it'd be nice if it'd be really nice if Persona was on the Switch in any form or fashion.
Well, Persona is on the Switch.
No, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle doesn't count, even though that is a really fun game. That's part of the reason why I want Persona 4 on the Switch.
Same
too.
here.
I also
probably
have
won't
Persona 5.
happen.
I also
Yeah,
have Persona 5, but that's really good from what I played. But again, it would be easier for me to play it on the Switch. So I guess both Persona 4 and 5 I want on the Switch, really. But I don't think
Yeah,
I don't think Persona
I don't
5
see
is
it
going to
happening.
happen. But I do
Yeah,
think
I don't.
Persona 4 might have a chance.
I don't see any of that happening, unfortunately, only because it's so Sony based. Like the only times it goes to Nintendo for any reason is like spin-offs of the spin-off. So like it's quite unfortunate. I'm not exactly sure even how that works, but I although I would love it, I don't personally expect it to happen, even though it'd be perfect.
I don't know. That
It'd be
strikes
perfect.
me as a developer choice, really. Because I
Mhm.
mean, could
Because
Persona really work on the original DS? Could Persona really work on the Wii? Of course, they weren't going to put Persona on the Wii U. It
yeah,
didn't
but
sell very
but
well.
also
This is a
keep in mind
different.
it was exclusive to PlayStation since forever.
Mhm.
Even though
Yeah,
Atlas worked with Nintendo before for the other Shin Megami Tensei games, for some reason they kept Persona exclusive to Sony, except for its spin-off titles like Q. So I don't exactly know why that's the case. It's very weird.
I mean, I feel like it could happen. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't really put much stock into, oh, it's always been on Sony, so it can only ever be on Sony. Because like, even if I know this is like Capcom and not Atlas, but Ace Attorney was always considered a Nintendo thing, and now they're putting the original trilogy not just on Switch but on PS4 and Xbox One. So
Oh yeah.
it's not like I feel like
Oh
that
boy,
kind
I
of
get to
mentality.
rebuy the original trilogy another time.
I feel like that mentality of oh, it's always been on this uh, series of platforms, so it can't be on anything else. That's just silly, in my opinion.
You know, I mean, again, it's more of like I really hope, but I don't expect thing.
Mhm.
But although again, I'm probably not gonna have the time to fucking replay.
My logic is Persona 5 is too recent, so they probably won't do that. I feel
Yeah.
like maybe there is. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that there probably is some sort of exclusive.
If the PS
behind
if
that
the
one specifically.
Vita if the Vita was more successful, I would have definitely seen the Persona 5 on the Vita or like whatever the next portable system like Sony would come out with.
Mhm.
Because that's been the pattern for most of the Persona games. So like Persona 3 had Persona 3 Portable, which was the better version of Persona 3, and then Persona 4 had Persona 4 Golden, which was the better version of Persona 4, and that was on the portable console.
Persona 5 is perfection. There is
If they
no need.
surprise us If they just
No,
like,
don't. No. You're wrong. We need more waifus. More waifus for Persona 5. That's what we need.
why? They already have a perfect lineup of waifus. In
We
any
need
case,
more.
in any case, what if they just completely surprise us and throw us for a loop and they have Persona 5 Portable on the Switch?
Dude, what if they release Persona 5 on the original Game Boy?
Dude, what if they release Persona 5 on the Nintendo 2DS exclusive?
That's
Oh.
right, kids. You only can play it on the 2DS. Only. Nowhere else.
Nowhere
Fuck.
else. Atlas just threw us for a loop.
And it,
Well, first of all, it would be stupid because the Switch is not only a portable console, but at the same time, that doesn't stop them from naming New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Just like how they
oh my
named
god. That
Super Mario 64 DS. Yeah.
that was
Super Mario
absolutely the
64
stupidest
DS.
title that I've ever seen come out from Nintendo. Is the fucking oh god. Oh.
That
That's why there's
was
so
the-
many memes of them just like mashing up all their different names, like New Super 2DS XL 64 and shit like that.
You
Like,
see, this is the problem with naming your game after the console. It literally just represents every single problem because because it was just called New Super Mario Brothers U, nothing else. So like they didn't really have a choice but to call it U and then something else. Because then it would have just been New Super Mario Brothers, like the DS game or the Wii game.
it was kind of weird whenever I would like play Sonic Generations and they would have references to Sonic Advance and it says Sonic Advance. I'm like, huh, they're referencing a Nintendo system in a Xbox 360 game. That's so weird. But I guess that kind of I guess that
Mhm.
kind of doesn't
Mhm.
count because Advance could be like its own thing, like oh Advance. But come on, man, we all
Yeah.
know it's based off the system it was on. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless, yeah, put more games on the Switch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which we are getting like a significant. I still think that we're getting like a pretty good amount of new games from first party, third party
Yeah.
people.
When you
Do you know what the
have it
game I'm
done-
most excited about? The game I'm most excited about, and I think it's third party, right? Is the Daemon X Machina?
That's what I was thinking. That's
Yeah.
something that looks really cool.
I think that's Namco Bandai, but I'm not completely sure. I might be
Yeah.
completely wrong about that. But
Mhm.
when I first saw it, I thought it was a Nintendo game because it was like their first announcement at E3.
hmm
But no, it's not. It is a third party, but they're certainly advertising it like it's a first party game. So
Well, yeah, but it's like the first huge mech game in such a long time, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And I want to be in a big robot.
But Jack, there's one thing that we need to ask. Is
What?
the music composed by Hiroyuki Sawano? That is the question.
That is the question.
If it's not composed by Hiroyuki Sawano, it is not a real mecha.
It's
game.
I'll never be a real mecha.
But you see, that game looks good.
Oh, do you know what would
Gosh.
be the best though? Is if it connected with the Nintendo Labo, so you smother yourself up in cardboard and just like just fly around. Attach strings all over your house so it pulls you in different directions.
Oh god,
that's
All
right.
with the power of HD Rumble.
I do want to mention this really quick because we're going through topics, zooming through topics really fast. But the reason why I bought Enter the Gungeon was because I played it at South by Southwest
same.
with my friends. Douglas was there too. I mean,
Mhm.
sorry, not Douglas. His name is Decade, not Douglas. Completely different person. But I played it
Do
with
not
Decade.
steal his social security, please.
I played it with Decade and Riddles. You know who Riddles is, right, Decade?
Yes.
Yeah, Riddles.
Yes.
And we had fun with it. So, and that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? This would be a great multiplayer game, and I want to get multiplayer games on the Switch. So I got it, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm gonna play it. There was also this other one that I tried out with Douglas. I mean, Decade. Sorry, Douglas doesn't exist. That's just a fake individual. Don't pay it any mind. What was it? Do you remember? It was that like it was like a mix between a platformer and a defense game.
Oh, I Just Defenders.
Oh yeah,
And
I just that was it.
That game was pretty fun in my opinion.
it was pretty good.
No, it's really fun. You know what sucks though is that I got it on Steam and it doesn't have online multiplayer at all. You only can do couch co-op, and that was super frustrating.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get it on Switch and not Steam, because I saw that and I was like, well, what's the point of getting it on Steam then?
The game's also like super hard when I'm not doing multiplayer. Like once you get to like the 7th level, like I just I could it's hard.
Also, like
Rage.
how it splits the screen, like depending on how far away each of the characters are from each other. Like I feel like how
Yeah, it's doing
dynamic it is
the Lego
really
the
works
Lego
well.
game thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it worked really well.
Yeah.
It's a well-made game. I want to pick it up at some point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the direct. I mean, yeah, Daemon X Machina looked cool. I did kind of like what they showed off of Starlink, but only because Wolf
Star
looked really
Fox.
cool,
Mhm.
and his voice actor is really good too. Like,
Yeah.
um,
So and it's interesting to think that I don't know if this game will be up to snuff from the other Star Fox games. I look at it and I get concerned because at this point there's more flops for Star Fox than there is like good games.
it's interesting because this is a multi-platform title.
Yeah.
But on the Switch version specifically, they add like Fox to the story and stuff, and I don't think I've ever seen that done before. Like where you
Yeah.
have like a
That's-
whole character added to the story, depending on
Mhm.
what platform you play it on. Well,
Mhm.
I guess maybe Soul Calibur 4, but that's not really the same because each
Yeah.
character has their own story in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting to think that it makes the Switch's version like the definitive version too. Like
Mhm.
you don't really have a good reason to go for the other ones when there's like content at the other console.
Mhm.
Well, the way I see it is if you don't have a Switch, you can still enjoy the game for everything else. All the rest of the content is still there for you. But if you have a
Yes.
Switch, there's not really any point in getting the Air version because that is the definitive version.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think it's nice that other people can still play the game. It's just unfortunate that they'll miss out on some content.
Mhm. But yeah,
Mhm.
no, it looks pretty diddly darn cool.
It
Yeah,
does look
I'm
pretty
not
cool.
going to get it, but it looks cool.
Yeah, like that's kind of the same thing. I'm probably not going to get it if it's not a JRPG or a fighting game or something I'm really interested in. Be like, okay, this looks cool. Next, but just one thing.
That's a terrible thought. Platformers are great.
It's I'm not saying they're bad, man. It's just my personal preferences. I just need to try some more. That's all.
All right. Well,
What about that?
yeah, so looking back at that direct, the things that I can immediately remember from it are basically Luigi's Mansion and Isabelle and Smash. So that's like the start and the end of the direct. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they
Oh
did
yeah,
talk
also
about
Nintendo Switch Online is a thing. That was just announced during this direct, or was it earlier that it was like
it was earlier,
hinted
but this
at?
was the first that they really went into it. And I
Yeah.
think the video itself that they showed was really well made. It was a very cute video. But
I've
yeah,
already seen a lot of I've
there's
already
not
seen a lot of people in my related videos that are pretty much disappointed or just asking or having problems with this with Switch Online.
well, here's the thing, right?
Hmm.
Uh it's not the online itself is not really that much different from what we had before. And they
Mhm.
had already advertised from the very beginning, hey, this is going to be paid at some point.
Yeah.
So, and they even like advertised the first like year of the free play
Like
that we had as a
this is
free trial.
coming. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like guys, it's gonna.
Yeah, so what we had was they actually said that it's a extended free trial. So, um, I'm not quite sure what people were expecting. Like, I think it's kind of a cool bonus that we have NES games. It's not very
Yeah.
exciting, but it's a cool bonus.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
just want.
this was always coming, and I feel like $20 a year is a pretty decent price for the quality that we had. Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not Xbox One or PS4 levels of service. It's what we have is fine, and I think $20 is a decent price to reflect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I genuinely the only thing that I want out of paying for Switch Online is getting Splatoon 2 dedicated servers. If anything else, until they release that, I cannot be on board with buying it because Splatoon 2 is the only competitive game that I'm really going to be playing a lot on Switch besides maybe Smash. But even then, I'm probably going to mostly do couch co-op with that. Or
Yeah.
so, and Splatoon 2 is still peer-to-peer, and with they said Mario Party. I think it was Mario Party and Smash Brothers that were no Mario Kart and Smash Brothers that were going to get dedicated servers.
Mhm.
I want Splatoon 2 to have dedicated servers because I just please support your only competitive shooter.
Yeah.
I loved Splatoon 2. I'm now like deep into Overwatch, but like I still really like Splatoon and I really hope for its like success and future stuff. I
Mhm.
just wanted to have dedicated servers so more people have like a more enjoyable experience with the game.
Yes.
Splatoon 2 really took off, and it's also a great game. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's getting a version 4 with anime.
With even more anime.
it'd be fun if we did a like group meetup for Splatoon 2 because it is a team-based game. So if we could get
Oh,
enough
yeah.
people that have the game together, we could do like local multiplayer, which is something that the original Splatoon wasn't able to do because it was tied to a
Yeah.
console only.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a lot of fun if we were able to pull that off.
It's gonna make me sad because every time I go back in Splatoon 2, I realize how terrible I am compared to when I was first playing Splatoon 1. I feel like so old 'cause, like back in my day, I was an S ranked sniper in Splatoon 1, and now I can't even fight my way past a dually.
Sniper, Sniper, why would you use that? Everyone knows you gotta road roll people.
I basically use the ruler and cover as much ground as possible and hope my teammates make up for the rest of everything. So
Oh, yeah.
Roll the roller.
The one thing coming from competitive Overwatch versus competitive Splatoon, competitive Overwatch actually takes communication. And in Splatoon, I haven't really experienced communication in the game because it of course doesn't have comms because that'd be
what are you
bad for
talking about?
kids.
Haven't you used the booyah?
No. No.
Booyah.
That's yeah. I mean, yeah. That's actually something I always did was like if I died somewhere, I would communicate where I died. If I killed someone, I would communicate if I killed someone. But that's sort of like on the teammates to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when
Hopefully they
all it
figure it
says is
out.
booyah, you can't really tell. I've been in plenty of matches where the match starts and everyone just spams booyah and then we lose.
Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is how you have fun in this game.
I mean, it was fun. Like, I feel like I'm like the only person that can play multiplayer games like this and Blaze Blue and whatever else, Smash as well, and lose but still have fun.
Same here. I still have fun.
It depends on the level of seriousness. Like at first, I'll always be super chill with it, but the second I start like actually wanting to rank up or actually wanting to like do super good, that's when I get a little bit frustrated.
Like you're gonna
Not as much
lose.
for
You
not
never,
as much
like,
for fighting
rage quit,
games.
right? Like, you never get, like, legitimately pissed.
Oh no, you haven't talked to me in a while. Fucking Overwatch has changed me. I've
Oh,
gotten
yeah.
so angry. Like,
Triggered.
well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, when this is only applies to team-based shooters. If your team is garbage, and you're doing, like, if your team is garbage and you're communicating with them or shot calling or telling people where enemies are and like doing all the things you're supposed to, and you still lose because some fucker just decided to dance and spawn, I'm gonna get mad because I'm losing like time because someone else decided to throw a match. Like if you're playing any sport, if you're playing any sport and you're like, let's say your goalie decides to jack off in a corner, like actually jack off in a corner, like fuck, well, why am I wasting my time here?
Oh yeah, yeah. You make a good point. I still
And that's again only because I actually take the game seriously. But if I'm like just fucking around, especially like Splatoon 2, like I stopped being super competitive in the game, so I just sort of like, it's whatever.
yeah. Play a lot of fun games. I know I'm gonna lose, but I do look up a lot of videos just to get better, just to have a better handle on my characters. It's kind of the same thing I have with my mentality with Smash.
I'll watch plenty of videos just so I can get a better understanding of how the game works instead of just button mashing my way through everything, which I did for Persona 4 Arena.
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle actually had a tutorial mode, and I originally had just played the game without going through the tutorial. I think I went through once with like Ragna, but I went back with Hyde and did his tutorial, and after that I was actually significantly better with Hyde than I was beforehand. So I feel like it did a pretty good job, like teaching like how to use the moves for each character and stuff. I don't know if it's as good as some other games tutorial modes, but in my opinion, it had a pretty good tutorial.
It has good tutorials. It does.
Yeah. No, most fighting games have everything that you need for like learning the mechanics of the game, but after a certain point, it comes about like predicting your enemies and like knowing everybody's move set, so you know how to counter it. So a lot of it's like because most fighting games it's like mind games. Like there is the mechanical side of things, but so much of like the higher end of fighting game tournaments is like it's all mind games and like figuring out the other person's move sets before they even make them. You know,
it's like fighting. It's like fighting in general. It's like a game of chess. You got to see what your opponent's going to come up with.
Of course, if you don't even know how to fucking combo like a light punch into a heavy punch, then well, sorry, yeah, you're gonna lose. But
yeah,
also why I think it's kind of cool that they have a new a training stage in Smash where you can like see like the launch percentages and stuff. Like that's really cool.
that's great.
Like I never would have expected to have seen that, and the fact that they put that in there shows to me that they're going the extra mile for the competitive community.
Yeah. And then they basically have a final Smash meter, but that's probably going to be decided on if they should have it in tournaments.
They will probably try it out for like one tournament, and then like that one tournament where they use it will be where they determine if they should keep it or not. I feel like that this is a game where they should try stuff before judging it, and if it doesn't work, then just don't use it. Because I mean, it does look like, well, this, in my opinion at least, it looks like it can get too frantic. The Smash meter, because I mean, even Marth's Final Smash can still kill people, even though it's supposed to be like less powerful than other characters. Or less powerful than a normal.
True, but you can still dodge Marth and Lucina's.
I mean, you still dodge it, but I think the point is they're supposed to be weaker. So, like, if you want to use this in a competitive match, it can't be allowed to kill, really, unless they're at, like, a certain percentage. Like, if they're at, like, 200 or something, then, yeah, it should probably kill them, but at, like, 30%, no. That's still too OP for use in a competitive environment.
Yeah, I got that.
Or we could just ban Marth. No. Okay, what else? What else is there? I got a blast from the past seeing that the Katamari Damacy game is getting a remaster or report, whatever.
So I saw that and I was like, what the hell is this?
I still don't understand how the game works. So
I'm
I
just like,
remember.
I feel like I was the only one that was out of the loop during that whole presentation of that game. Because
well,
I
I've
was
I've
like,
heard
I
so
was
many
like,
people talk about how good the game is and how like fun it was, but I've just never played it.
yeah, you've heard of it, right? But like, did you ever
Yeah.
see any footage of it or anything before this direct? Because I
I,
hadn't.
I remember playing. I remember playing it like way back when in a Walmart demo on the PlayStation 3.
Ah,
So
yeah.
that's how I basically remember like, oh, this is a blast from the past. I failed that the first time I played that. It seemed like a good game, but I'm like didn't see anything about it till like
Mhm.
now. Till
I
like
had heard music from it, and that was about it. Like, I was not familiar. I'm not familiar with this series at all whatsoever. And everyone that I was watching it with was like, "Oh, Katamari, Katamari! Holy crap!" I'm like, "What?
what
What?
is this?
What is this?"
What is
Yeah, all I know is that has played it, whoever's played it like when it was released really likes it, and then that's the entire audience for the game.
Yeah.
Basically, it is nice that it's being re-released though, because we haven't seen a new game hasn't been released in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because it opens it up to new audiences, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the best part about these uh, ports and re-releases is that people who would normally not play these games will
Yeah.
get to be able to, like Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy, and
Hmm.
Doom, stuff like that. I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Are
New
there any
town.
like other things? Like I've been like I'm like looking at the list and I'm like I'm pretty excited for Town from Game Freak.
Town.
Not really
Town.
excited for that personally. I need more information before I can uh, make a judge from it. Because I do like Game Freak's other games. Harmonite was pretty great. Uh,
Yeah.
didn't they also make Pocket Card Jockey? That one was a surprisingly good
Oh
time.
yeah.
Hmm.
Salt that awesome solid that solitary worst game. I thought, oh, this is probably gonna be okay. Oh, this works.
I'm probably just gonna buy it as like one of those in between games between like big titles or big long games
Yeah.
where like probably right after I play Pokemon, I'll probably just go into that into Town if I hear it's that it's actually good and not just like eh.
For
Okay.
me, those are really indie games, because like Mighty Gunvolt Burst and SteamWorld Dig 2 were both games I really enjoyed in
Mm-hmm.
between like the big releases.
Hmm.
Blaster Master Zero too. When I was I would take breaks from Breath of the Wild just to play Blaster Master for a bit, and that
Yeah.
was a nice change of pace from Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, indie games are really good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I
town
I am
like
I do have the very marathon mentality. So if I'm taking a break, it's basically just Overwatch, and then I'll like dump 15 hours into an RPG, and then I'll go back to Overwatch. That's about it.
I feel like I did that, but with Smash. Like I would play a RPG, binge it, probably like
Mm-hmm.
Fire Emblem Echoes or something, and then I would go back to playing Smash for Wii U
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
online and stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I'm definitely
Yep.
gonna play Ultimate to death because that's what I do with every Smash game whenever it comes out is just play it to death. Uh,
Yeah.
man, I can't wait for that game, man. I'm so
If the
hyped.
amiibo,
Like,
if
it's about time. Like, remember when it was announced and I was like, I'm not very excited for this. I'm not really feeling it. Like, how can they go up from this from the Wii U version? Like, after E3, yeah, yeah, I'm
they
excited.
they
Yeah.
they they went up. Say
And
I won't know
literally
if it,
every stage I've wanted to return in the entire series is coming back. Fountain of Dreams is coming back. New Pork City is coming back. Even freaking what was it? Shit. Fourside. Fourside from
ah
is coming back from
Where
Melee.
yeah.
is Pokey Floats?
No one cares about Pokefloat. Shut up.
I care about Poke Floats.
Overrated stage.
Worst stage. We need it. We need the worst stage.
If there's one thing I was really happy with all those stages, I'm like, oh my gosh, Arena Ferox is finally actually looks really good.
What's really
and it's
cool
on the
about that? What's
Switch.
really cool about that is on the 3DS version, they make it look how it does in game in Awakening, but on the Switch version, it looks like how it does in the cutscenes for Awakening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that stage looks amazing. I'm gonna be playing on that almost every match I do.
Easily the best Fire Emblem stage because it's actually a location from a Fire Emblem game, unlike the others, which are just generic mishmashes of different areas from the games.
Mhm.
So it's the
Yeah.
only Fire Emblem stage I really, really like. I do like Castle Siege though, but only in Omega form, really.
Oh,
It'd be pretty funny to see just from Shadows of Valentia, just like, here's a stage from Shadows of Valentia. Forest, graveyard, forest, and graveyard.
Well, I was thinking like maybe the Temple of Mila could be a stage.
with
Yeah.
gargoyles spamming everywhere.
8,000 gargoyles coming your way.
Oh
I was,
man.
I'm disappointed. Like, yeah, Fire Emblem Fates, it sucks, blah blah blah, meme and stuff. But I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't a stage from Fates in this game.
I'm genuinely surprised there wasn't a stage from Fates either. Like even if I'm not a huge fan of the game itself, like it was
We
still
get-
fairly popular.
It's like we get it, Jack. It had flaws, but
I like it,
yeah,
whatever.
same. Yeah, I like it too.
I don't
I'm just
like it as much as Awakening. Awakening is probably my personal favorite, even though that game gets a lot of flack too, but not nearly as much as Fates. But
yeah.
I liked
I'm
Fates
at this
for what
point.
it
I'm
was.
just yeah. I'm just at this point. I'm just really sick of the negativity at this point. But anyway, on that topic, yeah, I'm just happy that the stages are back. And
Like uh that one stage. Um, I'm just gonna say it. The Invisible Kingdom would make a pretty great Smash stage, in my opinion, from
Mhm.
Fates. Hopefully, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that.
yeah.
It'd be interesting if for one of the stages they try to use like dragon veins for
Yeah,
the stages. That would be really
interesting.
cool.
That would be a nice touch.
Like, I could imagine that and it working like how, and then it transforming the stage like how it does in the Pokemon stage,
Hmm.
the Poke League. What was it called?
The Kalos Pokemon
The
League.
Kalos Pokemon League.
Yeah.
Like how that transformed. Like
Mhm.
maybe on this Invisible Kingdom stage, you activate a Dragon Vein and then it transforms in a way similar to that.
Yeah. That's why I was just surprised I haven't seen like a stage from it yet, because that's just like a cool mechanic just like waiting to be used.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Although we don't actually have a whole lot of time until the game's released, which is
Yeah.
still like kind of weird to me. Like I'm so used to like waiting like a super long time, but like it was announced, it's coming out soon.
9 months.
There you go.
9 months
Yeah.
from announcement to release. That's insane. It's easily the shortest
Wait time.
cycle we've had from announcement to release of a Smash game.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I think the second shortest was Melee.
Yeah. Well, that's only because it was a launch title, and the hype wasn't there yet. Melee after like Brawl created the real hype train.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Brawl. Like I feel like I know it's not mechanically as good as like Melee or Smash 4, but it
Mhm.
set a lot of standards that are still in use today.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it set the precedent for third-party characters.
Yeah.
It set the precedent for a ton of modes.
Mhm.
It set the precedent for having more than 4 letters in a name.
Wait, what you?
It's still easily my most like out of all the other Smash games, like it's easily one of my most played too, like just from childhood to
Same here.
until
Yeah.
you came out.
Yeah. Currently, I genuinely believe that each Smash game, for what I personally want out of them, got better
Mhm.
with each iteration. Like Melee was
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
than 64, Brawl was better than Melee, 3DS was better than Brawl, and then
Mhm.
Wii U was better than 3DS. I understand like Brawl had more modes than 3DS, but I feel like the mechanics and the character roster was just much superior compared to Brawl.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grammar was probably off there, but whatever.
Yeah.
That it made up for the lack of like a story mode ad, or adventure mode or whatever.
Yeah.
At least in
Mhm.
my mind, in my opinion, it did.
You have
Uh,
no idea. I feel like some people have no idea how many people are actually requesting for like another subspace emissary to be in Ultimate. Some people say that's what the green thing is. Some say it isn't. But
It might be because it's
yeah.
like they've shown off a Dracula boss fight and a Rathalos boss fight,
Yeah.
and they're both on like both fights are not on the Castlevania stage and a new stage respectively. Because like that
Mhm.
Rathalos boss fight is from one of the monst. It's like the area is from one of the Monster Hunter games,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's not an official stage, so that has to be something from the new mode. So at
But
the
wait,
very least, whatever this new mode is, you're going to be fighting bosses in it.
but wait, Dracula stage is an official. Dracula's Castle is an official stage.
Yes, it is. But if you look at the scene where it's like Simon fighting Dracula, it's not the same stage.
Really?
It's Dracula's castle, but it's like there's two walk-offs on each end, which is not on the original stage. It's just a flat stage, and it can't be
I'm
Omega because if it was Omega, it wouldn't have walk-offs. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
okay.
it's
I'll
definitely
need to see that.
so it's a different version of Dracula's castle. It's not the stage version that you can select on multiplayer.
Hmm. Hmm. What else is there?
It'd just be like if we're just basing like assuming that it's just what we've seen so far, it could
Mhm.
just be a boss mode where you fight a boss from each series.
That would
That'd
be
be cool.
interesting.
That'd be cool to put in like an adventure mode is boss fights.
Boss rush.
Like I feel like if they really wanted to, they could genuinely just do a boss rush where it's like a boss from each series. Like even Animal Crossing, they could just put together like some sort of original thing that's based off what's on there, like a giant like Lloyd robot or something. I don't know.
Mhm. Didn't they kind of do boss rush and brawl?
Yeah, but it was
Yeah, they
like a
did.
boss rush of all of the bosses you fought in Subspace Emissary. So you would like fight Ridley and then fight Porky and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
I still really wish they'd have something like Subspace Emissary again. Even if Subspace Emissary wasn't like the best thing in the world, I still like enjoyed kind of going through it. Not the
Yeah.
entire, not the entire journey, but there's like so much there they could have expanded on.
Here's what
But that I
I
really would like to see another attempt at
I
it.
want to see a cutscene where Bayonetta is in Brinstar Deaths, and then just fucking Pikachu and Kirby show up, and then Kraid just towers above them, and then they each one of them strikes a pose, and then a boss fight against Kraid starts.
Yeah.
And the cutscene is just absolutely beautiful. It's like some of the best CGI work Nintendo has ever done. It's amazing.
Yeah, with each Smash trailer, their CGI is pretty good.
hmm
Though someone's life had to be paid for it.
Whoa.
Except
See,
Isabelle
Poor Mario.
or Mario.
and Luigi.
And
It's very
Mega
interesting
Man.
to see like the evolution of Smash Brothers throughout the ages, and like this game, even though the Switch is very similar and powered to the Wii U model, technology has changed so much. The lighting engine that they're using for Smash is particularly like impressive comparatively to Wii U, and like Wii U's like just in general how Wii U looks is much better than how it did in Brawl. And just like seeing all these like small technologies improve over time, even though the hardware hasn't changed all that much, is very interesting.
Actually created the returning stages from Brawl and Wii U from scratch. If you look
Mhm.
at like Bridge of Elden, for example, the background and the like the backgrounds like assets and the background itself are all completely different than how they were in Wii U and Brawl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then Wii U, it was just like an upscaled version of the Brawl version, but in
Yeah.
Ultimate, it's just a brand new recreation of the stage. It's kind of like how Mario Kart 8 remakes stages from the ground up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is pretty amazing, honestly. Like that they went through that much effort to do that for 103 stages.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But out of curiosity, what are your guys' favorite returning stages? Because personally, it has to be Fountain of Dreams. I've been wanting that back for years now, and to see it finally back just makes me so happy. Also, Saffron City and Foreside.
Mm, I guess I was just personally happy to see Bryn Star Depths again. That stage always looked kind of cool to me in Melee, and freaking Yashashi's remix of the song. That that is something I'm gonna basically set for the play on that stage every time. Especially since that's the same person who worked on the Castlevania music. Especially some of the music in Judgment. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Really glad that Simon's Deem from Castlevania Judgment is in this game too.
Yeah, same here.
What about you, Jack? Are there any returning stages that you're happy to see?
Not. I don't know. I guess I just don't have any particular attachments to any of the stages. Maybe it's just because I own all the Smash Brothers games, so if I ever have the itch to have play one or be on one, then I just sort of go to that one. It's never been the biggest thing to me.
Mhm.
In terms of just, and also like the stages, like, and again, most of the stages are fine. Like it's all good. Yes, I do agree though that Fountain of Dreams is definitely something that I'm very happy about.
Mhm.
That's just about it though. Like everything else is like I either expected or I'm like, okay, cool. That's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a little bit of me too. I can see that.
The thing I think one of the things I'm most excited about is the squad strike mode,
Oh
where
yeah,
you
we could
can
Yeah.
get
like
we could get friends.
where you like do a 3 versus 3 with someone, and
Mhm.
Hmm.
it's like a 1 versus 1 match, but each of your lives is a different character.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
something
definitely something I'm looking forward to.
that was something I've wanted in the Wii U game because they kind of did that with Smash Tour, where at the end
Hmm.
you each of your stocks was a different fighter that you collected in the game, but to be able to choose whichever ones you want and then duke it out, like that was my easily my most wanted new mode for Ultimate, and the
Mhm.
fact that they actually put it in makes me super happy. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure like everything I've wanted is in this game, really. So even
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Chrom, who was my most wanted character in Wii U, they put in this game, which I
It's
never thought I would
finally
ever
here.
see happen. So he's
Finally
definitely gonna
here.
be my new main, by the way. Just saying, but
You
yeah,
can Crom can finally get his vengeance against Captain Falcon. You can team up with Lucy. You can team up with Lucina and put those two and Captain Falcon on Arena Ferox, and then there you go. We can make an alternate ending
Yeah.
to the reveal.
gotta
I
have
am
Robin in there too.
now that all the Smash Brothers are going to be here and all together, I am definitely going to main Pichu. Not gonna lie, I don't care if it's the same as Pikachu. I like Pichu better.
I'm planning on trying Pichu. Like
More
Pichu.
seriously, I am probably gonna main Splatoon character, just because I like
Splatoon
Splatoon so
character,
much.
that's their name, right?
Yeah, Splatoon character.
Splatoon character. Yeah. So I'm still probably gonna stick to Shulk, unless for unless unless the one character that I want gets in Smash, they'll probably just be like a secondary for me. As Dark Pit will probably bump down to Ike, the same spot as Ike for me, and be like third.
I don't know what
Sure.
the hell is happening, but I'm actually excited for Ridley. Like, you remember what I was
Yeah.
saying? Like, I was like, I don't really want Ridley in the game, but I think they should add him for people that want him in. Now that I see him in, I
Uh-huh.
kind of want to play as him now. Like,
Yeah,
what the
he does
fuck?
look really good. He does look really cool.
Like, I don't plan on maining him, but I definitely plan on using him quite a bit.
Hmm.
Like, kind of like Shulk.
Mhm.
Me.
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot if I don't know. Weren't they gonna also like? Wasn't with Shulk they were gonna nerf him somewhat? Like it was already announced that he was gonna get like a change that
No,
made him, or
He's
was that
already
different?
so like,
no,
instead of having to press the button like multiple times to try to get the Monado art you want, you just have to hold it and then hold a direction on the control stick to get it.
Oh, but okay,
Which
yeah, cool.
is
yeah,
That was
that
the only
is
change. Good.
which is
That's
like
a good.
that.
the best change they could have possibly made to him, in my
No,
opinion.
Yeah, I'm like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, that saves a lot of things. I can just directional input it and we'll be good.
Which,
Like
by the
this,
way, I'm totally expecting DLC for this game because I feel
Oh
yeah,
like
yeah.
there are a lot of characters that they would have added, but just
Hmm.
couldn't because of when this game started development. So like Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are characters that a lot of people have been requesting for this game
Yeah.
because Xenoblade 2 was just such a surprise breakout hit, and I don't think anyone expected it to be.
No, yeah,
So
definitely. Like I mean, I bought the limited edition. I remember buying it and not expecting like anyone else to talk about it. Like whenever I see an anime game that has limited edition and I buy it, I'm like, no one's gonna play this, are they?
Everyone's gonna play this.
yeah, I feel like at this point it's become such a breakout hit that they kind of want. I feel like Sakurai would probably feels like if if he had been able to, he would have. You know what I mean? Because even
Yeah.
he says that he really likes the game, and considering
Mhm.
how it apparently exceeded Monolith Soft's sales expectations,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like he's gonna put them in. Like they'll probably be the very first DLC characters in the game, really. And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the characters would be like that. Like Springman would probably be another example,
That would be
or
interesting.
someone from Arms.
That would be pretty interesting. I know Sakurai said he was going to tone down the reveals because he's like, okay, we're probably showing a little too much. We're probably going to take it slower now. I'm like,
What
okay.
it says to me is that they're probably not going to have an announcement in October, but whenever they do that, the final Smash Direct for this game, they'll have
Mhm.
like 5 newcomers again, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It'll be
And
3 hours worth of Smash announcements.
I should clarify. I should clarify. It feels like 3 hours whenever they do one.
Yeah.
I should clarify when I say 5 newcomers. I mean like what they did with the last direct, the last
So
Smash
Mhm.
Direct, where it's like 3 Echo Fighters and 2 newcomers.
Fighters like newcomers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we can expect for the rest of this game is 2 newcomers and 3 Echo Fighters, which
Yeah.
fair enough. I think that's like probably what we're going to get. Like I feel like that's
Yeah.
fair, especially since I feel like what we have already could be the final roster, and it would still already be nearly perfect.
Yeah.
But
That would.
we still don't have Waluigi.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm like I would not mind him to be in there at all, like real talk. But since he's already shown as an assist trophy,
I
I
feel
don't
like
think he's gonna
people.
get in.
I feel like people put too much stock in an assist trophy, like ruining their chances for DLC. Because it's
Yeah.
like, sure, that means they're not in the base game, but that doesn't mean that they can be DLC. Like, people put assist trophies on this pedestal, like, oh, they're second to playable characters, and in a way that's true, but at the same time, if you're a competitive player, you're never going to see these assist trophies at all. That's why people
Yeah,
get
that's-
upset whenever like Waluigi is confirmed as an assist trophy, because it's like, well, they're not in the base game, so we're never going to see Waluigi at all. Like
Yeah.
whenever we watch people playing this game,
Mhm.
and I feel like the development team kind of doesn't understand that.
Mhm.
I feel like this is just fan service for people that play casually, which is nice, but I feel like a lot of people just want these characters playable.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Because, like, in my mind, stuff like Metroid and the moon from Majora's Mask, right? Those are perfect assist trophies because no one's gonna want to play as those characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I would
but-
love to. I would love to play as just the moon.
But
Just
like,
crash into
but like
everything.
characters like fucking Shovel Knight and Dark Samus
Yeah,
and Isabelle.
Definitely.
Dark Samus and Isabelle were assist trophies in the last game, and they're playable in this game. So that's
Mhm.
nice. That's a good choice right there. They have moveset potential, so
Yeah.
I don't see why you would deregulate them to assist trophies unless you just want to focus development time elsewhere. Like if there's not enough development time to make these characters playable, but
Yeah.
you still want them in some form or fashion, fair enough. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I personally think they're fine. I like them as assist trophies, but
Yeah, same
I
here.
feel like people put too much stock into them. Like, oh, because they're assist trophies, they can't be DLC. Like, I don't think that's true. I mean,
Mhm.
none of the assist trophies in Wii U got playable as DLC, but that I feel like that could change with this game.
You make a good point because I'm like, it's like we've never had like a character that's been both a fighter and the assist trophy at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this
Change
could
at
be.
any time. I don't see like for the base roster. Yes, I agree that they're not gonna reveal an assist trophy, and then later on it's like, oh, they're playable. Like I don't think they're gonna do that. But for
Yeah.
DLC, I could
That
see
would
them
be-
doing it. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I can't say for sure, but would it really
Mhm.
be hard to just like disable the assist trophy if they're playable? Because like even on the Spirit Train stage, Toon Link is in the background, but if you play as Toon Link in the game, Alfonso takes his place. Like, and
Yep.
if you play as DDD on the Dreamland 64 stage, the DDD in the background won't appear. So it's
It does.
like,
Yeah,
It
you're
does.
right.
It does depend on how much they really want that item to be in the game, because I like Waluigi's assist trophy is just him stomping people in the ground, right? Is that
Stomping
right?
people on the ground.
on the ground and then smacking them with a tennis racket.
That's right.
Yeah. So if they want to keep him as an assist trophy for just because it's there and they want it to be there, I think if they try to do both, like I don't know, they just have to replace the Waluigi function with someone else, then I don't see it as a big change or a big difference. But I don't know if they're like willing to. I don't know if the developers are
Mhm.
willing to do that. It's more about what they want to do, right? Like it's just like, I could make a new model,
Yeah.
but I want to get a burger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel because when I look at like the Waluigi crying, I'm reminded of Ridley crying from previous games. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's like you get one thing and then you suddenly jump on the next thing. You know? Oh, for years we've been wanting Ridley. Oh, okay, here's Ridley. Now we want Waluigi. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I digress. Why can't people just be thankful for what they get? This is like the best Smash game ever. Like, really, guys?
True. There's got to be
No.
something.
No, I want more. I want Mega Man Zero, not the Mega Man Zero from the Mega Man X, but I want the Mega Man Zero from the Mega Man Zero.
I want Reggie Fils-Aimé playable as his own character, not a me, But we put me so that you can play as Reggie. I want Reggie.
And why don't we have Goku yet? Is Goku?
I
I want
heard
Goku.
that someone actually brought up Goku to Sakurai in an interview, and he laughed.
I can see this perfectly.
That's amazing to me that he laughed.
I want Goku. I want yellow-haired Goku. I want green-haired punchy Goku.
I want Ultra Instinct Goku.
Look, all I'm saying is that Ragna the Blood Edge, Yu Narukami, Hyde Kido, and Ruby Rose are all joining Smash. All right, that's all I want to say.
I'm sorry.
Escape from Crossing Fate.
Fight. Mhm. It's like that game is gonna look up to be a great game, though. I look back at I still there's still a part of me that still wants him to get into Smash. Not Ragna. RC knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm
What are you
more
talking about?
I still
my,
want Lloyd.
my man knows what I'm talking about. I have no fucking
Yeah,
idea.
Because we were
Yeah,
just talking
but-
about Blaze Blue, and you're like, yeah, RC knows who I want, and I'm like, and then he's like, not Ragna. I'm like, what? You want fucking Yu Narukami in the game? Like, what?
It would be interesting. But I'm like, yeah, I'm like,
I would
still
genuinely
feel
like, I would genuinely like those 4 characters to be in, but don't tell anyone I said that. That's a stupid request, but
yeah. Let's see, Capcom and say what was the third party, and Sega have put in 2 representatives in their game. Namco Bandai has only done 1. If
yeah,
we
that's
go
why I've
by-
been saying it. It's oddly balanced, isn't it? Unless you count
if
like
we-
as one Square Enix character and one Bandai Namco character. Oh, well, they balance each other out, which that's my
Yeah.
logic personally. But
Okay, yeah. I'm like, if they did this, I would be 100%. I would kill for a Tales of character in Smash. Like, please, I will
and
take.
I think if they were to do one, it would have to be Lloyd.
It'd have to be Lloyd. Only Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say Lloyd, but people make a good argument that Vesperia Definitive Edition is coming out soon, and it's Vesperia's 10th anniversary, so Yuri may have a chance to get in there.
It's weird, right? Because it's like I want to say Lloyd would. It would have to be Lloyd, right? Because that's the
Mhm.
one that I see requested for Smash the most.
Yeah,
And I don't think it would. I personally wouldn't think it would make sense for what's his name?
for which one are you talking about?
Protagonist
Yuri.
of Vesteria, Yuri.
Yuri.
Like, he was never on a Nintendo system before, but at the same time, that didn't stop Cloud. So it's like,
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm always like trying to remind myself is that it's not just Nintendo. It's just whoever really wants to be in on it.
yeah, like I'm joking about like the Blaze Blue cast getting in, like the Cross Tag Battle cast getting in, but Yu Narukami could actually get in the game if they wanted him to.
Yo, new character, the main character from Stardew Valley. Just
I mean,
why
if
not?
Shovel Knight is in an assist trophy, maybe, I don't know how. Like, there's
I'm
rumors
gonna
throw
going around
turnips
that
at
there's
you.
Minecraft content in the game, and that to me screams assist trophy, if anything.
Is Fortnite gonna be in Smash Brothers?
Is the dance going to be a taunt?
Yes, unlockable.
Yes, absolutely.
Pay 60 cents and you can have Mario do the default Fortnite dance.
God.
And Undertale.
Sans Undertale. He'd be an Echo
Uh,
Fighter. He'd be an
You know what?
He'd be an
Fuck.
Echo Fighter of Ness.
Next Smash Brothers is called Super Smash Bros. Infinite, and every fictional character ever made is joining the battle. Never ask
Every
me for
single one.
anything ever again.
No, no. Smash Brothers becomes an open source project. It's like, here, have at it, have fun.
So
I'm
Smash
done
becomes
with
the
this.
next. So Smash becomes the next Mugen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel sorry for
Just
that
put-
announcer though, Xander Mobus. He has his work cut out.
He does.
And then you
Dude,
get
he'll
your
never-
wish, Jack.
he'll
You can play
always
as the
have a
moon from
paycheck.
Majora's Mask.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. I want the moon to have skinny arms and legs too. Just
Oh god.
little
And
crab
I just
hands.
can't wait
just
to
like,
play as Master Shake.
Yes.
Oh,
Here.
that'd be a good. Uh, hmm, hmm, hmm.
We got about 50 minutes. No, not 50 minutes. 10 minutes left. So
Oh,
you guys want to talk about anything else before we head out? Like, you know what? Let's. You guys want to go over what games and anime we've been checking out recently?
Yeah, we can just do that very briefly before we end it off.
All right, you want
yeah.
to go first,
same here.
Jack? I mean, Jack.
I mean, Jack,
Said
I
Chad.
mean,
The guy who's not here who keeps saying, "Oh, I can't make it this session."
yeah.
So
Yeah.
every
Um,
single time. But you want to go
Mhm.
first, Jack?
sure.
Yeah, so I'm still deep into playing. I'm still playing Trails of Cold Steel 2. And
Ah.
that's I just beat Spider-Man, but I don't really need to talk about it because literally my opinion's not going to be any different from everyone else on the internet. It's
Yeah.
just the same. It's fantastic, and that's it. It's a great game.
Mhm.
But I've been playing Trails of Cold Steel 2, just about to beat it. It's been very interesting playing it because I'm at the point of getting through all the side content before I actually beat the game.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like I really want to play the third game, but I'm like
Is it out yet?
the third game has been out in Japan for a while now.
Okay.
And I'm like, but I'm not sure if I really want to play it past the second game because the first and second game kind of build up to like the end of its arc, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, the third game's more of just like, yeah, it's a continuation with like the same characters in the same universe, but will I actually care?
Mhm.
Because this first and second game the second game has done such a great job of taking what the first game did and just making it better. And the story is so huge. Like, again, every single NPC is unique and different, and you get to see their stories amongst two different games.
Mhm.
And I love seeing that. But at the end of the Trails of Cold Steel 2, I become somewhat exhausted of just like the typical JRPG, like I need to go do this quest and then do this quest and this quest and this quest, because the character development of everyone has slowed down, or like new
Oh.
things that I like about the game has just like slowed down, which is weird because in the first game it was very formulaic and you could definitely like there was every time you did a mission it would follow the same pattern. But in this game there's like a lot more dynamics to it, there's a lot more differences, but I got very exhausted towards the end because there's this like like the typical JRPG thing where you see like, oh, we need to find the 4 crystals, um so right before the end game I just did that and now I'm just tired. Like it's very weird for me to feel this way towards the end of like a game that I consider really really good. um Besides
I s-
that though, there is also I know you're watching it this weekend, right? The My Hero Academia movie.
I'm watching it on Tuesday.
You're watching it on Tuesday.
I don't have the
I
money. So...
I like it. It's fucking it's such a I don't know. It's not even like it's the best movie in the world. I just because I'm a fan of the series, it is like it's so hype. Love it.
Yeah.
That's all really all I can say about it. But it's just also showing what a studio can do with time because it looks
money.
absolutely beautiful. Like take the Todoroki fight from the anime and have that all the time.
All the time.
Dude, I'm
It's
excited
beautiful.
for it.
Yeah.
Shit, what
That's
was I
about
gonna
it for
say?
me though.
But I liked how they tied it into the TV show as it was airing by having just like this one episode that randomly takes place in between season 1 and 2. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
um,
basically.
but yeah, I'm excited for it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Not really much else to say other than
Uh,
I'm going to go
okay.
see it with 2 friends. One of them is going. We bought tickets together, and then the other just happens to be going to the same exact screening. So we're like, "Oh, you're going to the same screening as us? That's cool."
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
so that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you? I'm assuming you saw it subbed, right?
Yeah, I saw it subbed. I
Yeah,
couldn't actually find any dubbed places in Austin.
yeah, we're going to go see it subbed too. So
So
I
have-
don't know how I'd feel about the dubbed voice actors after only listening to sub for so long. That'd be sort of a jarring
the
feeling.
dub voice actors do a really good job.
No, I know, but I just like I haven't like actually watched any I've seen clips of them, but I haven't watched any episodes. So it's just like it'd just be weird to watch a movie of like these characters that I've known for such a long time, and then suddenly their voices changed.
I saw one
Yeah.
episode on Toonami, and All Might's voice actor was pretty solid.
Oh
Like,
no, yeah,
I feel like All Might's English voice actor does him justice.
Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
It's Chris Sabat. Yeah, I can't really.
Yeah, he's
Imagine.
perfect for him. Like for doing an English version of. I feel like it's a good translation from of a voice from Japanese to English. At least in my opinion, I feel like
Yeah.
it gets the
Yeah.
same
What-
feel across, which I enjoy. In any
When it
case,
comes to
what about you, Douglas? What games
Mhm.
or anime have you been checking out recently?
well, just recently before the Smash Direct even happened, I just finished freaking Tales of Symphonia, and that's probably going to be my favorite Tales of game. This is probably going to be my favorite Tales of game.
Oh, nice.
So I really did enjoy the battle system. The story and characters were great. Lloyd and Regal are my favorite members of the entire cast for me. Especially mostly Regal, because as soon as I switched from Lloyd to Regal, it took a little while to learn him at first, but that guy is actually really fun to play. Oh my gosh, kicking people never felt this good. But yeah, it's like, and that's probably one of the biggest games I've ever spent so much time on. I spent 90 hours on that game.
Oh wow, yeah.
The only thing that's beaten that so far is freaking Fire Emblem Awakening, which is over 100 hours I put into that one.
I have
Mhm.
140 or so in Fates.
Oh wow.
That's spread out across 3 games, so
Yeah, that is better. That yeah, but I mean, still, like it's one huge adventure, just all packaged in one, really.
yeah, that's the feeling I
Yeah.
got from it too. Even though like they're separate stories, it feels like one big one, you know. Even though it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sonic. It's like Sonic Adventure 2,
Mhm.
but with different. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. It's like, and that thing, it was that Into the Abyss that really got me into. That's really getting me into the Tales of franchise. Like that is slowly becoming my favorite RPG franchise so far.
No, yeah, it's consistent. It's always been consistently good. I don't think I haven't played a bad Tales of game. It probably one exists out there. I just haven't played one yet.
I've heard some bad things with Legendia, but I've seen some good reviews. I've seen some good numbers for it.
And the combat's always entertaining. Like
Yeah.
regardless of any other aspects, the combat is always like keeps getting better every entry.
And
I'll
I gotta try it out soon. But yeah, a
yeah.
lot of stuff on my plate. Any anime you've been watching, Douglas?
I just finished the Hanebado anime like before the stream started. I just watched it the last episode. That was actually, when I first saw that trailer on my anime list, I was thinking, oh, it's a badminton anime. You know what? I may actually watch this. So I'm like, okay, let me get a chance to watch this. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty sweet badminton anime. Then it goes from how do I explain this better? That anime was going to be a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, because I thought, oh, this
Mhm.
is just going to be a really good, well animated badminton anime, and it is with a good cast of strong high school girls. Then you find out that one of the girls was abandoned by their mother just because she lost a game, so she feels a little bit of abandonment issues, and the other is just trying.
Just a tad, just a little bit of abandonment
Oh, if
issues.
you actually watch that show, you'll see what that did to her.
Yeah.
and then the other is just this really, I want to say, hardworking girl who basically, she's not a Genki girl. She's, how do I describe this? She wants to better herself. She's not like Ryu levels of better herself, but
hmm
it's hard to explain for me. Also, I also watched I finished watching the Tales of the Abyss anime.
Oh, how was that?
It's a it's a faithful adaptation. Of course,
Okay.
the fights aren't as dynamic I was hoping it to be, but it's pretty faithful. A bit abridged, but pretty faithful in my eyes.
I mean, that's what I expect from an anime like that. I've seen actually Tales of Abyss, like just whenever I go to a convention, I always see like a full set of like the entire series always on sale
Oh,
every time I go. I've always been tempted to pick it up because Tales of Abyss is definitely one of my favorite Tales of games.
yeah, it's like in my top three. Probably gonna. Why do I say three? Because there's one I really want to play, but I'm still waiting for an English translation. But
Mhm.
other than that, it's a pretty faithful adaptation. Though I'm saying this right now, Jack, and I don't know if I'll get this. I will never look at Jade Kurz the same way again because I found out who his voice actor was.
Uh,
It was
uh,
it's freaking Takahito Koyasu, aka Dio Brando.
yeah, that's
I'm like,
that's unfortunate.
I'm like, it really hurts when you're
It's
JoJo.
me, Dio.
It really hurts because now I can never unsee Jade Curtis road rolling people every time.
That's
And
that's unfortunate.
it's even made worse the fact that on that topic of JoJo Part 5 is coming out this Friday. I'm like, yay.
Oh wait, it is.
It is
Yep.
time to pose more dramatically.
There's a lot of sequels coming out this season.
There's also and because of this random urge, I decided I started the binge. I started the binge of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh.
Read the entire manga. I haven't watched the actual anime yet, so I've already watched 8 episodes so far.
My friend back at my old job was constantly telling me to watch Yu Yu Hakusho constantly, and I know it's a good show. I know it's good. It's a classic. Like I
Yeah.
remember seeing it like when I was in kindergarten, just like on the shelves. Like I know this is
Yeah.
good, but I don't know why I'm like I just don't want to read it or watch it. It's weird.
It's like I get like I am also watching I say watching, I just haven't I kind of got mixed up with this One Place after I missed one episode, so I haven't really caught up to where Toonami is now. As much as that show is fun, I still prefer the Hakusho much more for me. It just I just really enjoy
Yeah.
enjoy Yusuke and the rest of them a
Mhm.
lot. Though like I said, Hunter x Hunter isn't bad. Just I prefer his older work more.
Mm-hmm.
And as for games I'm kind of going through right now, I'm currently on Genealogy. I'm on the second part, like on chapter 7. It's a good game, just very unbalanced. It's hard to enjoy its story and characters when it's so long.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When I say long, that thing is only about 12 chapters. That's because each chapter feels like 3 in 1.
Mm.
It's pretty long. I'm trying to finish that and other things. That's mostly on my end.
Well, we're out of time.
Oh wow. Okay.
No!
No.
Well, actually, we're 1 minute over when I have
Oh,
to
wow.
go. So.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I guess I'll just explain. Real quick, I've been playing Xenoblade 2: Torna the Golden Country. I really like it. I I kind of like it more than what I've played of Xenoblade 3D so far, simply because I feel like the controls are better and the battle system is, in my opinion, I like it more.
Yeah.
Battle music.
As for anime, I haven't been watching too much. Mostly the stuff that's in the club that Douglas and I go to.
Same here.
Sorry, not Douglas. Decade. Douglas doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
Figment of imagination. Ooh, but
Yes.
I have been watching Nyarko-san, which is pretty meh. Like it's the definition of meh.
Yeah.
Also, Happy Sugar Life. What the fuck? That's all I have to say on that. And oh gosh, My Hero Academia, of course, because that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
same
course.
here.
And
I just finished.
I just finished Steins Gate Zero. I was watching that with a friend.
Nice.
And,
Nice.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't as brilliant as the original series, in my opinion, because I really love the original Steins Gate, and everyone should watch it. I think everyone should watch it.
No, yeah,
But,
definitely.
But
I think it does good on expanding things, but yeah, the original series is just gonna be
yeah,
better.
Zero does a good job. Have you seen it?
I've seen part of it, and I also I've had enough talk to me about it that I get it. It's just it's there. I'm probably gonna start marathoning it with my friends because we watch anime every night. And I put it on the list, so I don't know when we're gonna get to it, but we will be getting to finishing it soon,
Yeah,
or at least getting started to finish
it
it.
has its problems, but overall, I feel like it's a decent side thing to watch after you finish the original Steins Gate. Definitely don't watch it or look anything up about it before watching the original Steins Gate, though.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's all the time we have. So
Mhm.
you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, The World Ends With You Final Remix. Goodbye.
Do it now.
Goodbye.
Bye.